What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Realistic Career Mode. It's episode number 37. As always, you know, loads of stuff to get through today on the back of our win over Atalanta. 3 straight wins to start our Champions League phase off. Today we'll have match days 4, 5 and possibly 6 and more games in the Premier League, where we'll start with Brentford away at the G-Tech. Disappointing mini run, only 1 win in our last 4 games domestically. Let's bounce back here with a big victory against Thomas Frank's side in West London. I must say the start to this season has gone completely the opposite way to what I was expecting, as Murillo makes a brilliant tackle there and Elliot Anderson picks it up. I thought personally, our first year back in the Champions League, we might struggle to readjust playing at that level and midweek games for the first time. Yes! Since joining Manchester United. And in the Premier League, I thought you'd go off to a red hot start. It's been the complete opposite. 3 from 3 in Europe. In the Premier League, dropping outside the top 4. We've got to return to consistent wins domestically. Oh, what a back heel. What a back heel. And, oh, what a finish. Appelkamp, the ex-Fortuna Düsseldorf man, with a brilliant strike, beating Trafford. And as things stand, it's going to be another slip up in the league. We've had too many. Far too many already to start this season off. It's the reason why last year we weren't able to win that title, and it's the reason why this year we won't be in a title race. It's all about consistency. So unlucky though. De Ligt can get there. Keane! I swear, Brentford, in this save, I'm always losing to them. At least with Manchester United, knocks out the Carabao Cup 2 years in a row. Going to lose to them here in the G-Tech as well. Literally in 11 minutes in this second half, we've gone from a goal up to 2-1 down. In my Plymouth save, my bogey team was Brighton. In this save, it's Brentford. It's all the bees. As Sanchez can't get away, and the bees will clear. Oh, now Hannibal's gone down as well, and that's going to be a place stop too. I think we've got more. He's literally just come on, and the first thing he does is get an injury that might well rule him out for, well, at least 2 months, possibly even longer. I think we've got more chance of winning the Champions League than we do the Premier League, and I stand by that as well. Just can't get a consistent run of wins going, man. And honestly, it's why I said it at the start of the season. Those objectives from the board, ridiculous. We only just about did them last year, winning that FA Cup and finishing in a Champions League place. But this year, I'm not even thinking about that league title, man. All I want to do is stay in the top 4. And right now, we are outside of it. Terrible run of form domestically. Let's pick it up in the next one. Back to Old Trafford, staying in the Premier League, but man, oh man, if we can't win this kind of game, then we've got no chance of even staying in the top 4. West Ham, decent side, don't get me wrong, but these are the games where big clubs should be saying, we have to take all 3 points. Anything else is a failure. Graham Potter's Lions coming to Old Trafford next. Well, we desperately need a win. 3 of our next 4 games in the league as well are against... Oh, it's gone all the way across the face of goal. Thankfully, no one there to tap it in. Man City, Arsenal and Chelsea. So, you know, the games ain't going to get any easier. So these are the games you must win, and it is the games you have to win. You know, if you want to be a top 4 club, these are the games where you've got to say, look, we're at home here against a side down the bottom of the table. These need to be wins. No excuses. As Larson is dispossessed. And again, one of the problems is I talk about consistency and the lack of consistency. It's hard to develop consistency when you haven't got a consistent lineup out there. When you're constantly changing your team, it can be hard for the players to gain that kind of cohesion with one another. So this is kind of on me as well as Sanchez. Well, he's always going to be consistently starting for me. Gives us the opening goal. So yeah, I think one of the best ways to get consistency, know who you're playing alongside. Know who you're going to war with. That's why I've never been a firm believer in goalkeeper rotation. I think it can work, don't get me wrong, but the goalkeeper is the specialised position on the pitch, and the back line need to know who's behind them consistently, and you know, are they able to consistently do their job? There's Sanchez, almost fired in a quick fire double. So to me, I think especially the defence and the goalkeeper, I think the consistency there is so important. But also the midfield as well. I mean, you know, you think about some of the prime midfields, you know, perhaps from yesteryear, such as, you know, Busquets, Iniesta and Xavi. When they were consistently always together, you felt, okay, we know what to expect from this Barcelona team because we know what to expect from those 3 guys. Do you know what I mean? I guess if you want, you could also say Casemiro, Modric and Kroos as well for my Galacticos fans out there. You could say the same about them too. When there's a consistent kind of trio or section of players, you do feel confident game after game, because you know consistently game after game they're giving you what you need. Anyway, 30 minutes in here, been a brilliant start. The question is, can we get a second? Sancho, shot blocked. Susak's going to keep the ball in play there. And that allows Larsson to get the shot away after Sanchez rolls in through. Wise from Susak, not allowing the ball to go dead, keeping West Ham under pressure, and Hugo Larsson gets another. 12 minutes to go. These points are in the bag here, but I want the clean sheet. I want the clean sheet as well. I've been struggling to start this season off in terms of leaking goals, and particularly domestically as well. Again, in Europe, we've been absolutely lights out, 3 from 3, but I want... Oh, Kobe! Oh, what a goal! I want to start playing this way in the Premier League as well, but Kobe's second of the season since returning is beautiful. As, well, we signed him from Dortmund, the ex-Dortmund man in that case, but the Manchester United Academy graduate makes it free. Look at this, talk about turning out of a paper bag, that is glorious. And we saw Dimitar Berbatov do that piece of skill against West Ham many years ago. Well, Kobe has just channeled his inner Bulgarian with a brilliant piece of skill. 3-0, points in the bag. Brilliant win against West Ham, and exactly what we needed. For those of a certain youthful age who might not know the origins of the Berber spin and where it comes from, well, the clue is in the name. Dimitar Berbatov. He did a brilliant piece of skill against West Ham all those years ago. And I'll leave a link to it if you've never seen it before, but that copy bit of skill was brilliant. Not for an assist, but for a goal himself. Right, following game, big win there. But again, consistency. Can we follow on? Next up, off to Spain, off to the east coast of Spain. Valencia and Mestalla for match day 4 of the Champions League phase. 100% in Europe. Let's keep it going here in Spain. I didn't appreciate Dimitar Berbatov as much as I should have done when I watched him play. He was always an incredible player, and I'll never take that away from him, of course. He scored some fabulous goals. That bicycle kick against Liverpool where he like kneaded up for himself. I still remember that. Probably one of the picks of the bunch there. But I guess because he wasn't the sort of player that I kind of appreciated more. He was a player that kind of swanned around the pitch quite a lot. He was very Swan-like, wasn't he? You know, it was like I'd watch him and just think, oh come on, like your team's down a goal, they need something. Put a bit of graft in, you know. And then seconds later he'd receive the ball and do this incredible little pirouette of some kind, free up some space, run through and get an assist or whatever for a goal. And you think, oh, that's why he's not, you know, working as hard out of position as other players are, because he needs to conserve the energy for, oh, good save by Mike Penders, you know, moments like that, which require a lot of energy in a short burst of time. He was just a different kind of player. But he wasn't actually lazy. It might have appeared that way at times, but he wasn't at all. I didn't appreciate him back then, and I really should have done. He was an excellent player, excellent forward, and he proved that for many, many different clubs. It's always harder to appreciate someone or something when it's kind of the opposite of what you're drawn to or what you... Oh, great save, Traff. I think he just got a touch there. Or what you kind of model yourself on. So for me, for example, whenever I get asked, oh, Doxy, who's your favourite player of all time, mate? It's Park Ji-sung. Park Ji-sung is my favourite player of all time, speaking of Manchester United players, because he epitomised what, to me, not just sport is about and what football is about, but what life is about. You know, you work hard, you do your graft, you do whatever the team asks of you, and you can be satisfied with the results come the end of the game. You're not the flashiest, you're not the star, but you function in that team as the hard-working, kind of, you know, industrious player. That was Park Ji-sung in a nutshell. That's why he's my favourite player. But so for Berbatov, it's kind of like the opposite. He's flashy, he's stylish, he's you know, he's that kind of guy. But he also didn't, you know, physically work as hard, especially out of possession, as other players as well. But that doesn't mean you can't appreciate it. I didn't when I was younger. I certainly do now. As Tyler Dibbling just took a knock and almost got the opener. 61 minutes in, still deadlocks at 0-0. And that is going to do it. Goalless draw away at the Mestalla. So first game in Europe we failed to win, but I'm not mad about this one. You know, I say this all the time, but like sometimes when you don't win a game, it's not the worst result in the world, dependent on the game you've played, the team you've had to pick out there, possibly due to fitness reasons, and the situation as well. With 3 wins in 4 in Europe and 10 points taking a possible 12, a goalless draw at the Mestalla is not the end of the world. Oh, but this feels like the end of the world. What is this? Kobe, boss, gotta be honest with you, female getting games starting to damage my career. I want to get away and make a fresh start somewhere else. Please let me leave so I can get chances to play. You've got chances here, mate. The problem is you can't play every game because you're tired heading into midweek games, mate. You've played, I think, 8 of our 10 Premier League games so far. So that's 80%, I think. Is that right? I think. Yeah, it has to be. And you've played 1 of the 4 Champions League games as well. But I can't play you every game, mate. Your energy doesn't allow me to do that. This is so frustrating. It's why I didn't mind when Angel Gomez requested a transfer. That made sense. This one doesn't. You signed a 5-year deal 3 months ago, and already you want to leave because you haven't played every single game. I can't do that, mate. I simply can't when you're tired heading into midweek games with only 2 or 3 days worth of rest. So frustrating. Right, let's try and put that to the back of our minds and head into the following game. We'll certainly be starting this one. Chelsea away, Stamford Bridge. Massive game here in West London. Obviously, they missed out on Champions League football last season on the final day with a loss at home to relegated Sheffield United. You know they'll be looking for revenge this time out and aiming to put it right. Big game here in West London where 3 points will be vital. The only good thing is you're not forced to sell that player. Oh dear. Even when they request a transfer. You know, sometimes someone would ask me, you know, Doxy boy, one of my players has requested a transfer, but I don't want to sell him. What should I do? I can't negotiate a new contract. That's okay. If they're still under contract, you don't have to sell them if you don't want to, because their morale might drop, but it's isolated. Players' negative morale doesn't affect other players in the dressing room. So Kobe's morale has now gone down to very unhappy, but none of the other players will have a morale decrease. It will stay exactly the same as it once was. So if you want, you can just keep on playing that player and just reject every bid that comes in. You're not forced to sell the player unless they have a release clause. So yeah, we don't have to sell Kobe, and I'm not going to. I'm going to keep him until at least the end of the season. You want to leave the club? It's your problem, mate, not mine. You signed a 5-year contract. Don't take it up with me. Take it up with your agent. Yeah, really need to work on this, man. I mean, why as well, when a player requests a transfer, can you not try and talk them round? Or, you know, great finish by Cole Palmer. Promise them something in exchange for them removing themselves off the transfer list and, you know, withdrawing the transfer request. Like, if I said to Kobe, I get it, I'm sorry, you've only played 1 of the 4 Champions League games, I'll tell you what, I'll make sure you start every single league phase game from here on out. And if you keep that promise, the player withdraws himself in a transfer request, for example. Why not? Like, you know, you say you want more game time, even though I think your game time's fine. Okay, how about this? I'll play you in those European games if you withdraw the transfer request. You're asking for it, I can give it to you. Everyone's happy. Vlahovic, tackled by Murillo. Let's see. The Forest man's going to try and slide through to Kobe. No, just second best. Second best. This isn't the first game of the season as well where I felt that way. Like, I'm just... And there's not really much I can do about that. Like, I'm just... It's just not enough. Do you know what I mean? Like, right there, that should have been a tackle from Villa. Not strong enough. Not strong enough. 3-0 down before half-time. This is embarrassing. In the last episode, I talked about how rebuilds take a lot of time and you can't just throw money at the problem. After what happened on Wednesday night... I'm hoping that Manchester United fans will realise that heading into the summer transfer window. I think Ruben Amorim will stay. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I think he will be kept there. I know that Jim Ratcliffe is a big fan, but it needs a complete overhaul there and things are going to take time. Even if they won that Europa League and went into the Champions League for next season, it's not like they'll go and win it the following season. Rebuilds take time and this one is no exception. 4-0 down away at Stamford Bridge. And I'll say it again, we can't just throw money at this problem. It's going to take time and patience. We're a long way off where we need to be. Get ready to learn the Europa League anthem, buddy. There is no way we're qualified for the Champions League playing like this. So let's try and respond in the following game on the back of an international break. Can't even pick Kobe for this game. He's had an international break and he's not even fit enough to start this one. Crystal Palace at home in our next game. After no wins in our last 2 games and no goals in our last 2 games. We can't win these sort of contests. We've got no chance at a top 4 place. Glasgow side at home next. I'll win that, yep, thank you. And Tedden's going to take over. To be fair, I'm liking Tedden right now at centre-half, I must say. Decided not to bring in an elite CB. Araujo's good, don't get me wrong, but Tedden, I can see him taking a place in his starting 11 at this rate as Kubo slipped through. Larson, Sanchez, wonderfully, oh, what a goal. What a wonderful little build-up. And a brilliant finish from Oyan. He is the only reason we'll be able to stay in the Champions League. He carries this team so hard, it's crazy, man. And there's a reason why even when he's not fit enough to start games, I will put him in the lineup. I can make do without Kobe. I can slide Anderson into CM like in this game. I could start Hannibal if he was fit enough. I could play Gomez. But there is no way I wouldn't start Sanchez against whoever, despite how tired he is. He is that good. And once again, a nice build-up is going to allow him to get his second goal of the afternoon. No, good save by the ex-Red Devil Kavar. And it remains at 1-0, but second goal's coming. It's only a matter of time. Larsson's shot blocked and cleared. Well, certainly not our best in this game by any stretch of the imagination, but a big win there against Palace for back-to-back home victories in the league. And to be fair, 3 clean sheets in our last 4 games. If you don't think about our massacre at the Bridge, defensively, we have definitely tightened up recently, and a big 3 points in the banker. Right, let's move directly on from this game into the next one. Match day 5 of the Champions League. Start our first slip-up in Europe, but now playing host to FC Twente at home. Should be able to return to winning ways here and get our 13th point picked up for a possible 15 available. Domestically we're a bit shaky, but in Europe we're looking unbeatable. Let's prove that's still the case. I do keep a close eye on the squad hub and the thumbs up or thumbs down on a player's happiness, which... Oh, is that going to go in? Yes! I don't think Aaron Hickey got a touch on that. Is he going to claim it? I think it will be his first, no, his second goal for us. Did he get a touch on that? As the ball's deflected in. Did he get a touch? Oh, he did. But is he going to claim it? I think it's probably gone down as an own goal instead. And it is indeed an own goal. Not quite as ambiguous as the Brennan Johnson / own goal on Wednesday night. Did he get a touch? Did he? I mean, I know he said he did, but did he? Very difficult one, but anyway, I've lost my train of thought. But a great start here, 1-0, and it's going to become 2. Kubo through, hits the bar. And Twente would escape. Red hot start here. Almost doubling our lead. I think he did. I think he just about got a touch on the ball. Oh, Trafford, why are you diving out of the way, mate? Well, if he didn't get the opener, then force the opener. But anyway, Twente back on level terms. Red hot start. We just let him off the hook. You can't do that, man. How many times do we say this? You got an opponent on the ropes. You keep them there. You don't let them out of the corner. I don't think he got a touch or not. It was a goal that kind of befitted the final, but not just that, befitted the season of both clubs. Do you know what I mean? It was a scrappy goal in a scrappy final in a scrappy season for both teams. So it wasn't really a surprise. That was what decided who won the Europa League and who ended up falling short. But what I will say is this: I didn't really mind who would win the final. I didn't really have a hat in the ring either way, but I was so happy for Heung-min Son. I mean, if anyone deserved to finally get a major honour after the career they've had, I mean, he joked about it, didn't he? He joked about it, saying, I'm not a Spurs legend because I haven't won anything. Well, you have now, Hyung. And, yeah, believe me, I think every neutral fan was delighted to see him finally get his hands on a major piece of silverware. Right before the break, back in front through Kubo. Jarrell to Dan Neil, and that's a lovely ball out wide towards Dorgu. And I must say, I've not used him that much since I inherited him, but he's full of legs, this guy. There's a reason why. Oh yeah, really well done. There's a reason why Amorim wanted him so badly. He does put a shift in, and I rate that a lot. And Berbatov off the bench gets his second goal of the season, and that is going to wrap it up. 3-1 against FC Twente. And I'll say it again, domestically, we look incredibly shaky in a different team, but in Europe, we're fantastic. It really is like the season Manchester United had in real life. Careful, let's not concede again. And that is what we're going to do. My word, 12 minutes to play. This has got to pick up. I said a moment ago there, defensively we've tightened up. Evidently not. In 2 of our last 3 games, 6 goals conceded. It's not going to cut it. I think we'll get away with a win, but it's nowhere near as convincing as it really should have been. Although we probably should restore the 2-goal cushion, and we will. Oh, Berbatov off the post. This is where you could cut the tension with a knife, really. These are the moments here. We've all been in crowds where this is the case. You're just clinging on against a team you thought you should be beating comfortably. Oh! And you will hear the relief as soon as that final whistle goes. Well, we'll remain unbeaten in Europe, and we'll also return to winning ways as well. When you talk about getting away with it, we definitely did there. 3-2 win over the Dutch side, but that was nowhere near as comfortable as it should have been. Thank goodness for that. That was almost an all-time bottle drop. Right, let's move into the following game. I might as well have our final one today as well. Arsenal heading into this side against against Mikel Arteta's side. Well, we talked about this recently. Rebuilds take time, and Arsenal are a perfect example of that. But they are now one of the bigger teams and better teams in England over the past few years. All that's missing is a Premier League title. I think you could say the same about our journey with Manchester United in what will be our stint here at Old Trafford. Arsenal, our final game today. Once again, my words failed me a bit there, and I didn't say quite what I meant to say. Arsenal have always been a big club. What I meant to say was that, you know, towards the end of Arsene Wenger's tenure in the 2 or 3 years that followed after that, they were, of course, outside the Champions League for a while, but now they're back in it. Now they are competing regularly, not just in the Champions League, but for major honours as well. And yes, they've won the FA Cup under Arteta, but what they really want, and what all Arsenal fans really want, is that Premier League title. And yeah, one day, their first ever Champions League, but they want that Premier League. They want that league title for the first time in over 2 decades now. And if they're going to get it, well, like I said, they've got to be patient. As the Manchester United with me, Sancho! Come on! 12 minutes in, leaders fall behind. Jadon Sancho gives the Red Devils the lead. Yeah, I think some of the criticism for Arteta, particularly this season, has been a bit unfair. I mean, you've got to remember what club he took over and what team they were and where they were as well. They spent a few years consecutively outside of the Champions League, and there were question marks about how they get back into it. Well, now they're expected to be in it year after year, and you might say, well, only one FA Cup, but it's not all about silverware. It's about stability, first and foremost. And he's definitely brought that in the post-Arsene Wenger era. And you think about how hard it is just to qualify, yes, for the Champions League and the Premier League. When you think about all the big clubs, but also the emerging teams that weren't threats when Arteta first took over. Newcastle, Aston Villa, and now this season Nottingham Forest as well. To compete with the bigger clubs and those as well for a top 4 and, okay, this season top 5 finish, that's not easy to do. He's brought them stability, he's changed the culture, the identity, he's helped develop some amazing young talent too. Great save, Trafford, and De Ligt blocks the rebound. I don't think Arteta deserves much criticism at all. I think he's done brilliantly, but you know he is desperate for a Premier League winners medal draped over his neck next season. But this season in the save, whilst they might be top, they've been well and truly beaten here. Yes, the Premier League is forever evolving and strengthening. It's not the same league it was 5 years ago, let alone 10. So to even get in the top 4 is a difficult ask for any of the 20 clubs. But to win a title, all we need to do is stay in the Champions League. And that'll do it for today's episode of The Realistic Career, guys. Big thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. I'll return in the next one with match day 5 in the Champions League. Aim to stay unbeaten and in the top 8 and more games in the Premier League. Aim to build on that win there in North London and stay in the hunt for a top 4 place. Title, forget that for now. Let's take it in stages. Have a great day, guys. Much love. And I'll see you for the next episode very soon.